The Fin reviews splash, RBA tapers off slowly. Cash rate likely to remain at 0.01% until 2024. QE bond buying cut from $5 billion to $4 billion a week. The Reserve Bank of Australia has taken a first baby step towards unwinding its extraordinary $237 billion monetary stimulus, but signalled it will lag other central banks in lifting interest rates and that a move remains unlikely before 2024. Governor Philip Lowe said the RBA was largely unconcerned by the economic effects of recent COVID lockdowns across the country because once restrictions eased, the rebound was expected to be quick. Now, I think for homeowners, if you're lucky enough to be a homeowner and have a mortgage, that is good news. But if you are unlucky enough not to have a home or a mortgage, that's bad news because the property market will continue to boil along at the current rate.
The market will continue to rise. It's rising significantly. Even in regional Australia, regional cities in Tasmania have gone up 20% this last 12 months, and that's because money is very cheap. So people who have the ability to borrow cheap money will continue investing in property as it is established in our taxation system as being the most secure asset class. So it is bad for people seeking to get on the ladder, particularly people who have found that regional Australia is not as cheap as they thought it would be. But of course, it's had an impact on the share market, the ASX 200 dropping somewhat with those announcements today. But I think Treasurer Frydenberg will be very pleased with the comments that Governor Lowe has made about the economy bounding back quicker than anticipated, which does echo the comments that he has made over the last 12 months as he's given us these regular analysis updates.
Kristy, a question without notice, and I ask this because I know and understand how much you keep an eye on federal politics in this country. As we head into the next election, will this be a referendum on the way in which the Morrison government has handled the pandemic and kept the health narrative, the number of deaths to, if you compare it to other nations, remarkably low? Or will some of the sort of, for want of a better term, sexier issues around gender and so forth and sexual harassment, will they have an impact? And we saw in the last 24 hours an Ipsos poll come out where the coalition's primary vote had dropped from 41% to 37%.
They will have an impact. I don't think that we can discount those issues, but I maintain that issues around gender and social issues are not particular to the coalition. They are particular to our national parliament, and our national parliament is part of a Australia-wide social issue consciousness. So it will have an effect, but I don't think it will have a significant effect. Winning an election is all about getting enough votes in the seats that will swing an election, not looking at issues, how they affect the bulk of electorates across Australia. I think the Morrison government has a very, very good economic story to tell, and people are extremely pleased with the way the government has handled Australia's recovery and looking after small business and Australians, particularly Australians who are in receipt of welfare payments during this period. So I think that there is room for that strong economic message to continue to be told.